we are learning how to build and how to use React in an existing web application. And our main concept is to understand first what is a component. Once you know this, then we will start building a React application. I told you that we are going to deal with two versions. The earlier version, which you are currently watching here, right? You are trying that version. In the latest version, how it happens, we will see in the next level. We will see. First, we need to have a clarity on how the components are used in designing a page, in designing any application in React. Yesterday, we learned some rules about that. What are the basic rules of creating a component? We discussed about rules of component and rules of JSX. Now, today, we will see one example of a simple hierarchy of components and how they are used in designing a interface. Once you know the basic level of hierarchy, then we can implement complex things, right? So what we'll try to do here is, so we will try to create one simple hierarchy here. And to create a little good interface with hierarchy, we will set up our application with one more concept is Bootstrap. So set up project with Bootstrap. This is remember, this is again, I am telling this is not React application. This is what? A traditional web application. In traditional web application, we are learning some basic. Once we know this, we can build a React application, how to design and use it. So how do we set up Bootstrap and how we can use Bootstrap in our project? So let's see one simple process here. So means in this page in a React application, how we can use the Bootstrap. So what is the concept is to set up Bootstrap, you know. So first what you do, download and install Bootstrap and Bootstrap icons for project using npm. So npm install Bootstrap and Bootstrap hyphen icons and save. We are setting up Bootstrap and Bootstrap icons. So we can use different types of icons, but Bootstrap icons enough. We will use these Bootstrap icons. And you know, in order to use Bootstrap in a web page, what are the files we need to link? So link the following files to your web page. So what are the files we need to link to web page? So one is we need a link relation style sheet, href, node modules in that Bootstrap, dist, css, bootstrap.css. This is the file you need to link for Bootstrap. You need a relation style sheet, href, node modules, Bootstrap icons, font, Bootstrap icons.css. And to use Bootstrap related functionalities, you need to script source. So node modules. So Bootstrap dist.js, bootstrap.bundle.js, bundle.js. That is the Bootstrap related another one. Bootstrap bundle.js. These are the three files you need to use Bootstrap in a page. So you need a Bootstrap CSS, Bootstrap icons, and Bootstrap bundle. I already discussed at this point, like many people say, I don't know CSS, I don't know Bootstrap. These are not all the reasons for a React developer. If you don't know, that's your problem. Because so you can't call yourself as a React developer without knowledge of CSS, Bootstrap, and all these things. React developer, as I told you, that a very high-end front-end developer. And a front-end developer means everybody thinks he's genius in Bootstrap, CSS things. And if you say, I don't know this, and you say, I am a React developer, that is completely like joke, right? Like what you are talking about is not satisfying, right? So React developer, Angular developer, these people cannot say, I don't know CSS, I don't know Bootstrap. You don't fit for a project if without this, right? You must have knowledge and you are tested also. When you attend any interviews, when they give a task, because even for experienced people also, they say that we will send you some screenshots and we will send you some API links. By using the data from those API links, design these screens and send us. Host on some cloud and send us so that we can see. And that presentation, that is what they look primarily. Is that presentation achieved by you or not? React developers' main point is creating the presentations interactive. And they need all such libraries to perfectly handle, right? In this class, we are not teaching you any Bootstrap and all. So because already people learn all these and come here. Here we are just using them. We are using Bootstrap and all this we will use. So let's see here how to use this and how we can make better. For example, yesterday what we done, we created a home page. In the home page, we designed a login screen. So we created a home page, we created a login component. So I will just keep a div. We created a login component and I will clean up these styles and all. Okay. Now actually, so this is a simple React component that we created. So this is a simple React component that we created. And here we are not having any styles. Now I want to set up some styling and all. So we want to set up the styling. So in the home page, let's delete all this. Right. We just have a simple login. Now we want to make this more interactive. We want to make this effective, interactive. Then what is the first step? Set up Bootstrap in your project. So npm install what? Bootstrap and Bootstrap icons and save. So we are downloading and installing Bootstrap icons in our project. Okay, once you've done this, now link those files in the web page. And you know what are the files to link. Link relation is style sheet, href, node modules, bootstrap, icons, font, icons.css is one file. Another link relation is what? Style sheet, href, node modules, bootstrap, dist css, bootstrap.css. This is another file. And we need a script. Script source is node modules, bootstrap, dist js, bootstrap bundle.js. These are three files I given you in the list. And once you set up these, automatically some effects will work here. You can see some alignments, placements, changes, because Bootstrap have default some styles. So what we are doing now, let's do the Bootstrap thing here. For my body section, I'm adding a class container fluid that will keep my alignment correctly. And here what I will do. So here I'm going to have a form. This is the form present in a div. I will put a class name as what? Deflex justify content center. It is going to keep my content in the center. That is just center I kept horizontally. For form, we are using class name. These are all Bootstrap classes. We have a border and a border 2. We have padding 2. So, and rounded 2. This is nothing but for form, we are giving a border and margin top for some gap. And this user login is having a class name called BI and BI person fill. This is actually Bootstrap icon. We are adding an icon there. And you know, for text boxes, we apply the class as form control. Form control is a class. And for password, we will apply a class. Form control is class. That means now these two passwords and these text boxes will have a different appearance here. I will give some padding 4 for the form so that it will have some gap. And this button, so for the button, we are applying a class. So class BTN warning and W100, which is width 100, and it will apply this class. Now we are designing a simple login and we are applying some Bootstrap styles to it. And we can make it interactive also. What I will do is for this form, I will put a class called alert and I will put alert dismissible. Alert and alert dismissible I am adding, and here I am adding a button, and usually this button will have a class called BTN and BTN close. BTN close is a Bootstrap close button. You see there is a close button here. And on the button click, I need to close this. Then what you can do, this button has a button type. Button type is what? It is a button. That means otherwise button type will be default what? Submit. So we don't want this submit. So we will make it as a button, right? Because this should be submit. This is ordinary button. And what should happen on button click? It should close. How Bootstrap closes? Data BS dismiss. Dismiss is equal to which one? Alert. Alert. So it is going to dismiss. That means when I click on this, it will close. That means we created a simple interaction using Bootstrap. Later we can put a button, we can put a pop-up and all this. That means now you are using Bootstrap along with your HTML and CSS. So React applications use Bootstrap. They use Tailwind CSS. They use React MUI. React MUI is material UI of React. That is a special library again. All are used. That means some projects means everything is not possible with one library. Bootstrap will provide some, MUI will provide some, and Tailwind will provide some like that. We have a combination. Some projects completely use Tailwind CSS. Some use Bootstrap with MUI combination. Bootstrap is almost everywhere. That means every traditional web application to Angular, React, everywhere. We generally use Bootstrap. And without Bootstrap, we can't achieve everything. They have their own library called MUI. Later, I will tell you about MUI. But for that, you need to learn so many things in React, then you can use MUI. MUI is a library similar to Bootstrap used by React, but it is not having a solution for everything. For example, you see, suppose we have a Amazon like. Now I want a carousel like. This carousel like is not provided by MUI. Then we have to again borrow it from home Bootstrap, right? So I want to design like this. This is what off canvas. It is an off canvas in Bootstrap. You want to design that, then we have to create. So for example, suppose I have a button here. Means I will just keep a button here. And this button is having class name BI and BI justify. Actually, BI justify, this is a button here, and this we need to keep in one div. This is all we have to keep in a div actually. Right. And we have a button there. Button is present outside the form, and I just given this button. On this button, I want a off canvas or a pop-up to open. All these we can design. In the next examples, I will show you how we do these all things. So initially, the point is React can make an interactive UI by using these Bootstrap-like things. So building an UI is not important. Making the UI interactive is important. That is the primary aim, because React, if anybody asks what is React, then you will say that React is a JavaScript library to build interactive user interfaces for web and native. How you will build interactive? Only React is not enough. You need lot of styling. That's very mandatory, right? So this is one example. So now we enabled this, so then we can use it. So what is the purpose of first file? It will provide all classes related to Bootstrap. What is second one? Icons. It will provide icons. So if you want help on these two, then you have two websites, two locations we have. www.getbootstrap.com, and when you visit this, you have an icons.getbootstrap.com. You can get help about these classes, icons from these websites. So if you already know Bootstrap, you know these all. And this bundle.js is to handle interactions. That means on-click functionalities. I written database target and all this. So this is one simple example. Let me copy this example. This is home.which page HTML. In home HTML page, I added some Bootstrap now. This is Bootstrap. So now we understood two concepts. One is in React, how components are designed. And second, how we can apply some styling. Later, we will learn more styling, style binding, class binding, so many are there. So two things we learned. Now we will see how to use these and design one interface, right? Let's see one example. What we will do now here is we will take example of something like Netflix. Netflix is officially designed with React. So we will see Netflix. This is Netflix. Netflix is officially designed with React. That means it's an official React application. So actually Netflix is not using only Bootstrap. Netflix people are using a library called MUI. They are using this MUI, which you will learn later. Once you start learning all React things, you will understand this MUI. This MUI is officially used by, you see, Spotify, Amazon, NASA, Netflix. These are all people who are using this MUI. That is the reason once you know how to use it, then you can build exactly the clones of Netflix, clones of Spotify, like we can build them, right? So initially we can build, but we cannot get that feel. Feel means we will not get the feel of Netflix like fonts because their fonts are different. Their button styles are different. We will get that appearance, but the feel means you have to use this because they are using it. In this, different appearance will be there. Means button will be button, but the appearance of button is little different. The appearance of button is different. That is the reason we have to learn this later. We'll see that. Without this, let's see how we can build this. And to build this, first you should have a clarity like what is present here. That means what are the components used in this interface up to the screen that you are currently watching. Let's see what they are using actually. Means we will try to create a first layout for that, what it is. Actually, this is the Netflix. This is the Netflix screen we can watch. And this is, we say, this is as, this is a Netflix. We have Netflix index component. This is Netflix index component. Okay. The Netflix index component, what is in the Netflix index component is, you can see Netflix index is having a background photo. There is a background photo, but it is not dominating. Background photo is there, it is not dominating. So what it is having is, photo is there, but dark black color is kept on that photo so that it can see through. We can see through that. That is index. That means index is having a background photo and with some transparent black color. Okay. On that index, in that index, inside the index at the top, it is having, this is Netflix. At the top, it is having Netflix. This is Netflix header. It is a header component. That means inside index, we have a header component. So you see the header component is actually, this is the header component. That header component is having two divisions. What are those divisions? So one is banner, Netflix related logo, name, title, we call brand title, and right side we have some drop down and these options are available. Okay. Okay. This is in the right panel. We are having this. This is left and right. This is header. Below the header, actually, this is considered as, below the header, this is considered as a main. This is considered as main. You know that main is a semantic used in HTML to define an entry point. That means from where user can start using my site. You may ask like, sign in is also an entry point. Entry point is considered as the startup for a new user for website, not for an existing user. Existing user don't have entry points. Existing user can access from anywhere. He have several shortcuts to access. Entry point is designed for a new user. That means for a new user, we need one entry point. We need an entry point from where the entry point will come. That means this is from where the entry point comes. So this is the entry point. This is considered as what? Main. So under the header, so let's go to this part. Yeah, under this header, we will create another area. This is another component. Under the header, we have a component. And what is the component? The component is Netflix main. We have a Netflix main. Inside the main, main is having this title. And actually inside the main, this is another component. Main is already having title and subtitle. Main is having title and subtitle. Inside main, this is another component. This is register component. So this is register component. So how you say that this part is separate component? It is separate component because you can see that ready to watch, enter your email, that area is present here again. That is present here again. That means that part is reusable. That is a separate component again. That means we need inside the main, there is another component here. And what is this component? This is which component? This is Netflix what? Register component. This is Netflix register component. Suffix is not required, just I'm giving right tradition. This is the component. So we have main component, we have register component and all this. So this is the plan of that Netflix. That means we have an index. Inside the index, everything comes in. And how in the index at the top we have header, and below the header we have main. Again inside main there is register. After main, a section will come. In that section again register will come, because in the section what happens? So rest of content they are kept, and in that again main will come. That register will come. We can have register again. So we will see how to design this. So finally, how many components you need? 4 components we need. And which component to start with? Index component to start with. So all the components are kept in a HTML page. So what is the startup page? Startup page is index.html. Index.html is the startup page. Every component comes there. So what we will do, we will create one page. Because already I have index, I will create a page called what? Netflix dot what? HTML. This is the Netflix page, and I need to design this page. I will keep a title as Netflix. So watch movies, something like this. And now here I need to enable React. I need to enable Bootstrap. Everything we need to set up. And you know all the library what to do. So I will put a no script. So please enable JavaScript on your browser. Okay. And we have a container ID as what? Root. Now we will keep this script. First we will link some CSS, link relation, style sheet, href is node modules, bootstrap, dist, CSS, bootstrap.css. As I already told you, for CSS, there is no order precedence. You can link anyone first, anyone second, but script have order dependency. So relation is style sheet and href, node modules, bootstrap icons, font icons.css. We will link the bootstrap script also here, node modules, bootstrap dist.js, bundle.js. Now we will enable the React libraries. So what are those? Script source is coming from node modules. What is it? First, React. In from which location? UMD, React development.js. Another is node modules, React DOM. and UMD DOM development.js. And we need one more Babel. So src, so it is node modules at the net Babel standalone babel.js. And we need a script, and the script type is what text slash JSX, or it can be Babel, right? Now here we need our components to design. So we will first create a component function. So what is the function component? So here we write a function. Function, what is the function name? So function name, so that is Netflix index. Netflix index is the function. We are creating the function Netflix index. This is the function we are creating. Netflix index is a function. So this is Babel, another Babel, right? Fine. JSX, actually it is JSX. So, or Babel. Okay. Now I will keep this, and in this Netflix index, what it should return? It should return a simple div. Close the div. This is the index. Now what we will do in this index, we'll see that. First, what we will do is, we need, let's run this page, and we need to start with this index. So what we need to do, React DOM dot render. Render which component? Netflix index. Where to render? Document get element by ID root. We are rendering that into the root. That means our application starts with this index. Okay. Now you see here, this is initially the page. Let's run this. This is empty. As of now, there is nothing. What we will do is, traditionally for the body section, I am applying some background. In my computer, I am having some images. I have some Netflix background images there. I will copy this into our project location. So this is our project physical path. So in the public, we will add a new folder by name images. And in images, I will keep this Netflix banner. That is a Netflix background photo, right? You can just Google and search that. So in images, I have a Netflix background, and I will keep this. I will keep this into the body. You know, body have a background dot slash images, Netflix background dot JPG, then it will get a background there. So we are having a Netflix background JPG here. This is the original size. So we will set up this perfectly. Then what I need some styling to set up this. I will write some style here. Remember, you can write in a separate CSS file. You can link it, no problem. Just for your understanding, everything I am keeping in one place. In next level, we will divide. Script functions will come from a separate file. Scripts will, styles will come from a separate file. In next level, we will do that. So initially, what we will do for body, so background, whatever is there, background size, I will keep it as cover. Background size cover, it will fit like this. And actually, in this, the index is present. In this, actually, index is present. That means we are starting with which one? Index. Index will have a div. For this div, I will put a class name as shade. Shade is the class name. What this shade will do is, so I will write here dot shade. Shade is a class which will have a background color RGBA, red, green, blue, alpha, you know, CSS colors, 000, that is black, and alpha 0.5 transparent black. We are setting a transparent black, and this shade height will be 100 VH. VH is viewport height. That means the screen height. It will set up the screen height. Then it will be like this. Now we have perfectly set up the background. That means we have a background image, and the background image is not dominating because we set a RGB alpha. So we are not allowing the background to dominate. So we just use this. You can set the transparency levels 0.3. That means it will be more transparent. That means 0.2. That will be more transparent. We want darker, then 0.56. We can keep it more darker. We can keep it more darker, 0.8. So we will set up with 5. That's enough. That looks okay. So 5 or 4, that is fine. That is okay. Now this is the Netflix index component. Now in the index component, inside index component, which component have to come at the top? Header. Header component should come at the top. So we will design another. And you know already JavaScript functions have a hoisting mechanism. Hoisting mechanism means you can declare anywhere, you can access anywhere. There is no order for that. You know the hoisting, right? So now what we do, okay, we will start with that index. Anywhere you can create, doesn't matter. So above I am creating a function. This is what? Netflix, which one? Header. Header. And what this header have to return? This Netflix header have to return. So it should return a simple nav bar like. I'll just give a nav. So it should return a nav bar like. Netflix header should return a nav. In this nav, we have two divisions. One division is having Netflix word. Actually, they have their banner and all. We will just put normal word. And we will put this class name as brand title. Brand title is the Netflix one. Another division is there. Two divisions are there in the header area. In this division, they have a drop down. And they have a drop down. You see in the division, they have a drop down. And drop down with an language English, and this, it's not possible in HTML. You know, HTML drop downs cannot design an icon inside the drop down options. Options will not allow any icons. So this is actually a Bootstrap one. This is a Bootstrap drop down. So this is not an HTML drop down. We can traditionally put a HTML drop down because again, Bootstrap drop down means you should have perfect knowledge on Bootstrap and all. So temporarily what you do? So you put here a select. You put here in the division, we put another division. Okay. For this division, we will put a class name called input group. And here we will put a span. And for the span, I will give a class name. Class name is BI translate. Translate is a symbol there. And we will put as input group text. And after that, there is a select here. And this select is actually, this select is having an option. And what is the option? We have English. We have an option and another option. So it may have some Hindi. And for that, I will go to Google Translate. And in the Google Translate, let's search. Here is Hindi. And it should be translated into Hindi. It is into Hindi. Now I will copy this and I will put that here. So we have these two options there. Okay, that is the drop down we are having in the navigation. Okay, one more is there. Inside the division, after this, they have a button. So what is this button? The button is what? Sign in. Sign in is the button. Sign in is the button. So it is having class name BTN and BTN danger. MS1, that means 2. This is nothing but margin left. We are applying that. Okay. Netflix header is ready, but still lot of work is there here. Netflix header is ready. Where to put this header? Currently header is not visible here. So where to put the header? We have to put the header inside this index. Inside the index, we will access that header component. How to access a component inside another component? Just you use it like a tag name, Netflix header. And why I'm writing slash? So because JSX requires self-ending, every element should end. Otherwise you use an end tag, right? So this is header and you see the header is ready. That header is ready. And but important is appearance unit. So what is the appearance actually? This now will have a class name dflex. Dflex is flexible and we have justify. Justify content between, then it is going to keep them one left and right. We will put a padding as 3 or 4 so that it will keep it normal. And what here again, here also we will put a class name as what? Dflex. Dflex is enough, that will keep side by side. And justify content between, it will keep in this way. And I think this is required with another division. Just will keep a division so that it will keep all the content in a better appearance. It will be like this now. So we have the BTN. This is BTN SM. SM is what? Small. That is sign in a small button I have given there. Right. This is one simple right side. We have a sign in button and here we are having a drop down. Actually, we can use a Bootstrap drop down. That becomes very complex for you if you don't know Bootstrap. That's the reason I used a traditional HTML button. And what about the left side panel? This can have actually brand title. We can put larger font size and all. Here we can use H1. That means it will get large. It becomes too much heavy. So we'll put a brand title only. Then what we will do? So we will add here brand title color. Color is what? Red. And font size is some 30 pixel. Then it will get me that Netflix. And what is it? Font weight. Font weight is what? Bold. So little bolder I am giving here. So this is the appearance that we have for this. That means we are using a simple option like this and displaying. And this is the division and this button will keep inside this area. And it will be in the next line, right? We'll keep in this. Okay. Now we are not concerned about exact duplicate because already I told you what we have to do. We have to use the same library what they are using. We are just achieving the hierarchical order. We are achieving the hierarchical order. Okay, next what we can do. Actually, this input group text, if I don't define, then it is going to display normal. Let's keep this in this way. And this is the button. This is another div. It is this div. One div is missing. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, now the header is ready. We just added a traditional header here. Now what we will do? Other alignments also will do. Inside the header, we have another area to come. What is it? Main. So let's go to the Netflix main. So we have to create another one. What is this function? Netflix. Netflix what? Main. Main will return a container. This is actually main. We will use the semantic called main. You know, HTML have a semantic called main. In this main, we have a div. So what is the first one? So in this, we will add this title. We will add this title and subtitle. We will copy that. This is the title. Okay, now we close the div. This is another div. This is another div we are having. So this is title and this is subtitle, which is in the main area. And where you want the main area? So we want the main area below. So that means what we will do. So below the header. So what we have to do here, we have to create an area called what? Section. So we are creating a section area. And inside the section area, and you can do another part. This area, you can keep it as what? Header. You can keep it as header. In the header part, you can keep this. These are all semantics of HTML. In the section, what you want? We want a Netflix what? Main. Netflix main is designed here. And you can see it will come with that. Now we have title here. We need to keep it center and all. You know what to do. So what main have to do? Class name as what? Text center and the text white. Then it is going to give you the color and all. And what we will do here for this, we will put a class name H1. That is a heading 1 style. And here we have a class name as H4. That is a heading 4 style. You can add more size with individual classes and all. And what we need to do, this main have to move little down in the section area. So in the styling, what we do, we write what? Main. Main, what it is? Margin top. I will give some 100 pixels. Then it looks okay. That is in the main area. Now inside the main area, we need a register one. Inside the main area, we need register. So inside the main, we need a register one. Then how do we do that? So we need to create one more component now. What is that component? Function. What is it? Netflix what? Register. Register have to return. So this is a form actually. It have to return a form. And inside the form, what are the elements inside the form? Actually, this is before the form, there is paragraph also. So what we will do, we'll keep a div because there is a paragraph there. And this paragraph is saying what it is saying. The paragraph is saying ready to watch, enter your email membership and all. And I will keep that in the paragraph. Now after this, below the paragraph, we have a div. And this div is having, so input type is equal to email. It is having an email. And in this email, we are using a class name. What is it? Form control. And beside the email, we have a button. Actually, this button is having a text called get started, and they have a span. And what is the span here is the class name bi chevron right. Chevron right is the symbol they are having. And you see actually currently we are not adding. Where to add it? In the main. Inside the main we need to add it. So where is our main component? So this is the main component. Inside the main, after this we need to add here. Here we will create another division. So in this division, we need to add which area? Netflix register. Netflix register should be inside the main area, inside the main. That means this register component is inside the main component. So that means it will be inside the main. Now we need to set up all the links and all, means we haven't given any effects for that register. What is the effect for the register? So we will have class. What is the class? Input group. And here we will have a class. What is this? BTN and BTN danger. And it will display like this. And we need to set up the width for the main area. Actually, this div is having a class. Suppose W50. That means half the size. We are keeping half the size. So your wish, you can keep 25. That means it will be like this. So 50 looks okay. That is the fine option we are having. Actually, input group have input group LG is also there. LG is what? Little large. It is having a little larger size. And this is actually the div inside which area you kept this? Inside the main. That means here we are having class name. What is it? Deflex. Justify content as what? Suppose I said center. Center, that means it will keep like this. And we need this little bit main area when you display the main. So where is this main? After the paragraph, we are adding the main. So this I will give margin top as 4, not main, register. Where is that register? Yeah. Here I will give margin top as 4. That means some gap will come. This is the basic of components hierarchy. How we design components using an hierarchy. Actually, drop downs buttons I need to design by using Bootstrap. So, but I just kept a HTML one because Bootstrap drop downs are again complicated. Generally, we use Bootstrap drop downs also here. Usually, where is the header part? You can see this is the header. In this header part, we are having, so this is the division we are having. And this is input group and this is button. Actually, this drop down is designed by using a Bootstrap drop down. That then it will look good and uniform in appearance also it will have. Same we have to use these buttons also. Buttons. That means I will just keep this without any effects and all. Then usually it looks like this. This button, this drop down, if I use a Bootstrap, it will get a uniform appearance. That means it will get a uniform appearance and display. But as of now, I am not just concentrating on this. That is just only the layout we need to achieve. Then we will get that layout and display, right? So what are the options? So this is the effects that we applied here is to understand the components hierarchy. I hope you understood the order now, right? What we done, application starts with a HTML page. In that HTML page, which component is in the startup? Index. In that index component at the top, we are having an header. So below header, we have a main, and inside the main, we have a register. Now what happens in future is reusability, as I told you that. That means we are using this get started. So actually this is having a text box. Where is the text box? Yeah, we have a placeholder. So your email address placeholder will come like this. And usually what happens somewhere bottom later, when we define somewhere bottom means inside the section we are displaying main. After the main, what happens is lot of other content will come. So you see there is other content here. After this main, other content will come. So some paragraphs, some content will come. When after this content, I want this register again, right? That means, for example, just for your understanding sake, so let's put a paragraph here. I am copying some paragraphs of information, just roughly. In the section area, I am copying some paragraphs of information, and it has some paragraphs of information here. And usually I'll just keep this class as text white, and it will keep everything like this. Roughly, let it be like that, right? Now below, what I want here is, I want a register again. Then if I want a register again, here we have to just use the component. What is that component? Netflix register. Netflix register, and you can see that component comes below again. That means we can reuse the component. Any number of times, any place, we can reuse the component. Alignment, placement, you can change according to your requirement. You just keep a div here, right? And you keep this, and what is it? Class name as what? Deflex justify content center. Then you can see that will come in the center. That means it will get you at the center. Means we can reuse the components. We can reuse the component. That is later. So I just given a point that what is the purpose of the components. That means we can enable easy reusability. So this is basic hierarchy. Actually, website have a lot of other components. I hope you people know what is this component called as accordion. Accordion. That means they put an accordion component, and through the accordion component they design. That means if you want to keep this accordion component, frequently asked questions are kept through accordion actually. So Bootstrap provides an accordion. We can design accordion and we can create like this. And you know, Amazon people have carousels. We can add those carousels also. In next levels, we will create such design, right? That means if you want to add these kind of additional things, then for every purpose, what you have to do, create a component and inject that component in this place. So as of now, we are just learning how to create a page with lot of components inside, how we design by using the components. I hope you are clear. So you understood this. I will give this example, and this example is what? Netflix. This is Netflix related example. Now I will give you one try, task you try. That means based on the same concept, you try to do. Because if you know Bootstrap, you can achieve the designs, right? What you try to do is, for example, another very good one is we have Instagram. Instagram is also the popular. Instagram is also designed with React. Instagram is also created with React. That means Instagram is also a React product. Now here you must able to try this kind of design. You must able to try to create this kind of design. That means here, how many components are there? Actually, this kind of animation to create, what you need? Carousels. Carousel have a fading effects. Carousel have a fading effect. You can put such kind of carousel effect, right? So that means generally, temporarily, I will show you one concept, and this is one component. Actually, the main component will be one. What is the main component? This is the main component, index. Na? In the index, what will happen? Left side. Left side, you will have a carousel. And in the right panel, this is the right panel. In the right panel, you have a login, and you have a sign up. And you have some shortcuts related to app. These are the components in this design. So we have these components in the design. That means you can try this kind of design, right? So that means here, remember, you need knowledge of CSS styling, how you can divide into columns, how we can display into columns, right? I will show one concept here, means how we can create Bootstrap only. We will add some more option here. Let's say in the Netflix page, in the Netflix header is there. This is the header. We have a button. So we are adding a button, means I am showing you Bootstrap related some functionality also. Class name. So BTN and BI and BI justify and BTN light. I am giving light. Okay. Actually, this is nothing but we are adding a button here. When I click a button, I want a menu to come. Means I want a menu to display, right? We want to display one memo. So then usually what we do, so how we create such menu, that means that is the button we are having. Usually what we do is we create a division, and this division will have a class name, and the class name is called off canvas. In Bootstrap, we have an off canvas. Off canvas is having a direction. Direction is start. Start means left side, right side, left side, top, bottom. We have different directions. Off canvas start. Off canvas will have an ID. ID I am giving as a menu. Menu is an ID. In this off canvas, we have sections actually. Off canvas will have sections. One section is called as off canvas header. We have a header section. In header section, we defined a heading called what? Netflix. Netflix is the heading, and we put a button. This button is going to have a class BTN and BTN close. This have to close data BS dismiss. Dismiss is equal to, it should close off canvas. That is the button we have in the header. Now we have another division. This division is called off canvas body. In the body, we have so uh, some menus. I'm just giving an unordered list temporarily. So unordered list I'm creating. And in this, what we are doing is I'm giving a list item like movies. So, and list item like TV shows like this. And we have like list item like, so membership, okay, like this. And list item like your account, something. So we can have icons and all these things there. Now this off canvas is not visible. This should be visible when user clicks this button. So data BS target is equal to hash menu and data BS toggle. Toggle is what? Off canvas. It is nothing but when I click on this button, a pop-up will come. And when I close, then it will close. So this is an off canvas. That is a simple Bootstrap related off canvas we added here. Colors, effects, backgrounds, everything that depends on our requirement. So this is actually how we design the interface, right? This is all combination of Bootstrap and how we design them, right? So this is, I will copy this example also, and I will paste this. If you are not aware of this Bootstrap thing, on our Naresh IT YouTube channel, we have Bootstrap related video tutorials related to these components. You go through them, right? How to set up and all. So here we have some Bootstrap related. Suppose I will just say Naresh IT Bootstrap. Yeah. So Bootstrap related some tutorials are there. So here, so tutorials are there related to Bootstrap. You can watch this. So these tutorials are exclusively for the people who are dealing with React and all. Like we designed this for the people because many people know HTML and all. HTML means they think heading, paragraph, images, links. That is not enough, right? You need styling, you need effective interactive designs you need to create. Even a fresher is tested these days. A fresher goes to an interview, he can't design interactively, then kicked out. We don't want, we don't want you because you are a Java developer after all. You are a Java developer, you can't design good interface for an interactive design, then what developer? Only logical skills are not enough. Presentation skills are major in the current generation of web development. If you don't have presentation skills, no chance in companies, right? So companies don't take. So that is the reason they're asking full stack developers. Why full stack developers? Because they already know these Java.NET people are zero in front end. They don't know anything front end. And current generation don't want these people. That means they already know Java, .NET, Python, PHP people are not good in front end. Industry knows that these are zero people. They don't know anything create front end. And in current generation web development, they don't fit. Only Java, we don't need. We don't need. We need full stack. That means front end, good designs. You need to be aware of this, right? You try because once you start attending interviews, once you start doing the tasks given in interviews, you will feel, now you will understand that, okay, my HTML, CSS is not enough. I need to know all these stylings so that I can achieve the target, right? So anyhow, if you already learned, that's very good, but you have to try this. This is enough for today. So first you try this, right? Now what we are going to do in the next session is we are going to learn how to build a React application by using new version now. That means now we are going to shift into new. We will see both new and old simultaneously. Till now you learned which one? So 17, up to 17 version you learned simple. Here you have an idea of components now. Now we will go into the new version. We will see how to build a React 18 application and how the environment looks like, how it works. Tomorrow we will see that. So tomorrow we will start working on latest React, right?